Welcome back, Aries. See what is going on in your energy here. Don't forget to click on that like button, guys. Subscribe if you haven't. Just know that this is an all Aries channel. My name is Ninja and I'll be your reader. Somebody's crying here. Yes, Aries, you got somebody crying. This person wants to take action. This person is waiting for you to invite them in or invite them over. They want you to invite them to come on over. They want you to invite them, period. Whatever this is, they just want you to invite them. They want you to reach out to them and be like, "Hey, come on over here. Come and eat dinner with us or come and join us over here." This person wants to escape the world, I'm hearing. Something's going on in this person's life where things have been falling apart, and they're looking at you as somebody who's stable, somebody that can give them stability in their life here. They see you as the person who can help them sleep. That's what I'm hearing. Help them sleep, like help them rest their head, give them some peace in their life where they can sleep. They can see the world the way that you see the world, I'm hearing. Tell me more about that. Like, you have the power to change the way that this person looks at the world. And this person knows it. Like, you have the power to change the way they look. I'm hearing that like, you have said something to this person. You have said things to this person that really changed their life. You have said things to them that made them realize that the way that they look at things matters the most. That's what I'm hearing. The way that they look at things. They could look at things as the cup halfway empty, or they could look at the cup halfway full. And this person would rather look at the world through your eyes because they love the way that you see situations. They love the way that you see things because you make them feel better about the situation. Where they see things in a very negative way, you see things in a very positive way, and they prefer to look at the world through your eyes. This person is like waiting. They're crying. I don't understand why they're crying, but they're crying. That's what I'm hearing. Ah, I see it now. This person's in regrets. That's why they're crying. They messed up this connection with you. That's why they're crying, because of their loss. They're feeling the loss of you not being in their world. They're seeing the loss here, and this person is realizing that their deceptive ways didn't work. They thought that they were going to be deceptive. They thought that they were going to be playing games with you like they've done with other people. And I'm hearing this person got caught in their own little trap. They got caught in their own little net, spider web. They got caught because the way that you see the world, it's so beautiful. They love it. And you changed their life, and they love that. And it's like it was something that they just were not expecting. They just did not expect it. They thought that you were just like everybody else that they have ever met in the world, and they thought that they were just going to play the same games with you as they have with everybody else. And the thing is that what happened here is that they're going through this emotion of feeling like, oh my gosh, what do I do now? They didn't realize what they had when they had you. That's the problem. They didn't realize what they had when they had you. But now that you're gone, now this person's feeling it, because now they're going back into their little hole where they're seeing everything so horrible and everything is such a negative thing for them. And they're like, where's Aries to come and help me see things the way that they see things? Like, where are you now? And this person knows. They know the answer to that. You're gone. You left. You saw what this person was doing. You saw the secrets, and the secrets that this person was holding here was causing a lot of imbalances in your life where you were having to juggle. And it's like, why did you want to put yourself through that? Of course not. You don't want to put yourself through that. You have things to conquer. You got things, challenges to face. You have a life to live. You didn't need to be juggling things for anybody. Life's hard enough as it is. Why do you need to carry more on your plate? And this person, that's what they were doing. They were putting more on your plate without realizing it. They had this diamond in their hand, and now they're seeing it. They had a diamond in their hand. Yes, a diamond in the rough, but it's still a diamond. They had a diamond in their hand and they lost it. And now this person is grieving. They're feeling the loss of everything that they lost. And it's everything that you brought to the table. And specifically, it's the way that you saw the world. They loved the way that you saw the world because it was like you put perspective back into their life where they didn't see things the way that you did, right? You changed the way that they saw things. And now it's like every time they are put in different situations, they remember the things that you said. The things that you said that made them feel better about situations. And it's like they go on and they are being put into new situations and they're trying to think like, what would Aries say about this? How would Aries make this better? How would Aries make this situation better? How would they make me feel better about this situation? And they can't come up with the answer. That's the problem. They can't come up with the answer because they're not you and you're not there. This is why this person is crying. The thing is that every time they say, what would Aries say about this situation? What would Aries say about this specific situation? It just like reminds them of that absence, that you're no longer there. It's like they're dealing with your ghost. They're it's a daily thing, and it's like, oh, I'm thinking about Aries again. Oh, I'm thinking about Aries again. And then they can't stop themselves because then they start reminiscing, and it's all good memories. They're realizing everything about you was good in their life. Like you brought goodness into their life. So when they remember, when they think back and they start remembering things, they feel a certain kind of way here. Like they're remembering the good old things, the good old days. Even if it wasn't that long ago, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how long ago it was. It's just that this person, when they reminisce, they're reminiscing and they're fighting it. They don't want to remember. They do and they don't. So it's like they're on the fence. They do. They want to remember because you brought goodness into their life. You changed the way that this person saw things, and they love that. But they can't do that and they can't have that in their life without remembering you. Without remembering how you smiled, how you laughed, how you spoke, how you smelled. They cannot remember the good things or what you would say about a situation without remembering you, and then having those flashes going on in their mind, little things here and there that made this person feel bonded with you. But it's weird because this person was still when you were around this person, they were still in that energy of, they were going to play games. No, no, no. They weren't gonna fall. They weren't gonna fall in love. They weren't gonna go through that again. They were gonna just play games, have fun. They were gonna lie and be deceptive and play their little games and be sneaky and make it a game. And they got caught in their own little web. They got caught. They thought that they were making this web for you. You were supposed to be like this easy prey, teach that gender, whether it's a male or female, whether you're male or female, right? Like, if you're a male, then this is a woman that's like, I'm gonna teach all men a lesson, and they were in that energy of like, I'm gonna teach them a lesson. So you were another person on this person's list where they were going to teach women a lesson. or teach men a lesson, depending on what your gender is, right? And they still were keeping on with that energy when you were around them, even though slowly, slowly they were bonding with you. The bond between you and them was growing, and they were feeling it and feeling it. And then they realized too late. They realized too late they had a diamond in their hand and they let it go. Oh, that's the worst part, That's the worst part for this person. They had a diamond in their hand and they let it go. That's where this person is like kicking themselves. It's like the reality of what they've done is keeping them up at night. It's really affecting their mental health. It's keeping them up because they're still on that fence. Like they're still in that zone of like, I'm going to teach them a lesson. I'm going to play games with them. And it's like they're trying to make everybody pay for one person's actions or a couple of people's actions, right? They want to make everybody pay for it, you included. They wanted everybody to pay for what some or a couple of people have done to them. And now this person is like sitting up at night and they're just thinking and thinking. And it's like there's a part of them that wants to do something. There's a part of them that's like thinking, oh, should I? Should I like take a risk here? Should I? There's a part of them that's thinking about reaching out, talking to you, doing something where the two of you cross paths or something, so you can invite them over. See, they can't come to you, they feel like they can't come to you and just knock on your door. They feel like they need to be invited. They need you to see them so you'll invite them. They need you to want to include them because it's some kind of, let's see, how do I say this? It's like power. If you invite them, then they get some of their power back because right now they feel like they don't have any power in this situation. They feel like they don't have any say in this situation. But if you see them and you invite them over and you include them in something, then it makes them feel like, okay, they have a little power here. They can kind of sense where you are standing, with them when it's concerning them. Like, are you willing to give them another chance? Are you willing to bring them back in? Now, this person, they want this bond. They didn't realize the bond between the two of you grew, and it grew slowly. And even though when you were around, they felt it. They felt it. There was a part of them that felt it, but there was also a part of them that was denying it at the same time. There was a part of them that still wanted to be in that player type of energy. There was a part of them that wanted to, complete the mission, that kind of energy. But yeah, they were feeling it. They were feeling the bond between the two of you growing. They were just in denial about the whole situation. Now I see this person, they want that back. They want that bond that the two of you shared. They want that bond back together. And now this time around, this person wants to be loyal. They want to be committed to this connection. There's a part of them that wants this. And it's like there's this war going on between, inside of this person, between how they feel and then what they think. The mind and the heart is fighting each other. You know what I mean? Like they're fighting. There's this competition going on, and it's like, inside themselves they're fighting it. They're like, So they hear a song, and I'm hearing this person is hearing a song. There's a song coming in. Hold on, what is it? There's a song coming. I can hear it. Hold on, guys, it's coming. It goes, I stay up all night, tell myself I'm all right. I'm dancing with your ghost. I tell my something like that. Okay? I'm dancing with your ghost. I stay up all night, tell myself I'm all right. I'm dancing with your ghost. Something like that. And it's like the song is perfect, but there's parts of it that's not perfect, and this person knows it's not perfect. It's not exactly perfect. It's not like the perfect song between the two of you, but it's almost perfect. It's like the almost perfect song. I don't know. I don't understand that, but that's what I'm picking up on. It's like the closest song that can describe how this person feels, right? They're dancing with your ghost. I don't know who sings that song, and it's a female singer. And you know what? I'm positive I've heard this song before. Anyways, this person is like listening to that song and it's coming on and they keep hearing it, and it's like every time they hear it they're thinking of you and they don't want to think of you. They don't want to think of this time in their life when they were actually having the time of their life, and they didn't even appreciate it when they had it. And you know what I mean, and it just reminds them to kick themselves some more because they should have appreciated it when they had you in there. You know what I mean? Like when they had you there in their life. That's why this person's crying. This is why they're crying. They're feeling that huge loss in their life. They're realizing they screwed up. They're realizing they should have done something. They should have said something. They should have they had the power to do something. And they still feel like there's a part of them that still feels like they have some power. They still have some power to like win you back or bring you back or put this connection back on track. But it's like they know they're going to have to be creative to do it. You know what I mean? If they really want this connection to get back together, they know they're going to have to get creative. You know what I mean? They know that they can't just walk up and knock on your door because too much has happened already. Too much has happened. And it's like there's a part of them that their ego is still dictating what they do because they're still unhealed. And that's the problem. This person is still unhealed, from their past experiences before you even knew their name, before you and this person ever knew each other. Like, you had nothing to do with those things, but unfortunately, you suffered because of the experiences that this person had way before you ever knew them. And that realization is also the things that this person is seeing. They're realizing it. Like, you paid for somebody else. You were suffering or you paid for their suffering because of somebody else. But the thing is that because this person is not healed yet, their ego is still playing a large part of everything that's going on in this time. Okay? Like, it's still part of everything because see, the thing is about the ego is something that actually protects a person. It protects a person from acknowledging their weaknesses. It protects a person that even, how do I say this? You know, it just like makes a person face their shortcomings. Everybody, people who have egos tend to try to think of themselves as being perfect, right? Or the smartest one in the room or something, right? It's that ego, right? And the thing about the ego is the ego comes into play when a person's unhealed. The more unhealed a person is, the bigger their ego is. And that's the truth. Let's see what else comes out. See what's at the bottom of the deck. Seven of Cups in reverse. I do feel with the Seven of Cups in reverse coming out at the bottom of the deck here, there is an illusion that this person had in their mind that's clearing up. They're starting to see through the smoke that they themselves created. There's the smoke is starting to clear up here. Well, Aries, if you want this person back, it looks like this person's willing to change. They want peace, they want quiet, they want what you bring to the table. They want you to come in and this equal exchange of filling up your cup and their cup. They're getting to that point where they're going to want to work with you. They're going to want to speak up and speak some kind of truth here. They are getting to this point where they're seeing you as their happiness, and they lost their happiness. They lost it, you know, and they want that happiness back. So if you want this person back, it looks like nothing's showing that they're healed yet or they're going to be doing any healing yet, but they are getting to that point, and eventually this person is going to end up knocking on your door, or you're going to see them somewhere, okay? That's what I'm hearing. You're going to end up seeing this person. Oh, their intuition is talking to them here. See, it's all about making that decision, that final decision. You know what I mean? It's just them finally cutting out the BS in their life. It's just going to take time. It's kind of like they're paving a new way here. You know what I mean? Like they're looking at their light to guide them through this. So this person is really thinking at this time. Yeah. All right, Aries, let me go ahead and okay, I just want to see if this person could say anything. What is it that they would want to say? Okay. This is what fell out. It says, I couldn't let you get close to me. Yeah, that's what the problem is. That's what came out. Let's see if this has anything to do with it. No, see, this one came out in reverse. I don't know if this has anything to do with this. It came out, it's on reverse. It fell in the opposite direction, facing down. But see, it says, we need to let each other go, but it came out in reverse. That means this person's not ready to let you go. Let's see what else comes out, if there's anything else here. Let's see. Any kind of message here for Aries Spirit? I don't know if that was part of it. Okay. Let's see. We both know I am not the one for you, but it came out in reverse. I think this person realizes you're the one, okay? Because it came out in reverse. I think this person's realizing you're the one. You're the one. Yes, that's what it is, Aries. This person is kicking themselves and they're crying. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of this reading. Let me know who this person is in your life, but this person is waking up. That's for sure. Okay? Catch me in the next one, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye, guys.